Our next deck is one submitted by Albert the Adventurer, and this is a Niko Light of Hope Azorius deck, which I think has a lot of potential and is very interesting. I've tinkered with this shell a little bit, and I'm curious to see kind of what Albert was up to with this, and yeah, we'll definitely discuss that as we go. And I'll provide my feedback as always. So if you're not familiar, Niko Light of Hope is a 3/4 for 4 that doesn't really see meaningful play right now. But I don't know. I feel like, much like Niko's original card in Kaldheim, I feel like it has a lot of potential and for some reason just doesn't get the love it deserves. So when Niko enters, you rock out 2 shard tokens. You can pay 2 tap, exile a non-legendary creature you control, and then shards you control become copies of it until the next end step. And then you return them to the battlefield, or you return the exiled creature to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. So you blink something out for a turn, and you get 2 copies of it. And so that's especially powerful alongside cards like Quantum Riddler or Exalted Sunborn that are these warp creatures that are super duper cheap to throw onto the battlefield. The idea is if you warp like an Exalted Sunborn in for 2, and then you activate Niko, you exile it, you blink it out, you get 2 Exalted Sunborns. Then if for some reason you have enough mana to like create more tokens or have like a Voice of Victory down to mobilize, like you can get mad value out of that, or have Elspeth. Like, so the amount of tokens that you could theoretically produce in that kind of a scenario is bonkers. But at the end of your turn, the Exalted Sunborn comes back and it stays. It didn't warp out. It's a new permanent. So it's a cool setup. It's very powerful. And with cards like Quantum Riddler is insane, by the way. If you're like, why is this like a $30 card in paper? Because it's that good. This card's insane. It's bonkers nuts. Excellent. 10 out of 10, no notes. And it has all those synergy points we just mentioned, where you can warp it, blink it, and whatnot. We also have Splash Portal in here as a way to take advantage of those warps. So it's not just relying on Niko. We can also drop 2, $40. Oh, it rose again? Damn. I've got one showcase version and none of you can have it. It is my precious. All right. Anyway, sorry. Holy balls. Yeah, warp it, blink it, sack it, twist it, bop it. Exactly. You guys get it. So, yeah, so these cards are just great. We also have Cosmogrand Zenith, which is also insanely powerful and is a token generator. So it also does all the things. And if this can, Niko can blink it out, get multiple shards, cast a second spell, do some fun things. You guys get the idea, right? Yeah, so we're doing this. We have Dollmaker Shop and Porcelain Gallery, which is, it produces tokens every time you attack. So it gives kind of a defensive mobilize to all your non-toy creatures, right? Like you get a 1/1 toy, and if you're doing the Sunborn or Elspeth Stormslayer situation, you can get a lot of those potentially. About where the deck started working when you included it, Albert. That's interesting because it's the kind of card that I would not think to include, but I see how well it lines up, and I'm intrigued. And then we also have one Anticausal Vestige. This card rules. This card rules, rips, and slaps. It's quite good. But yeah, so we got some good things going on. One note that I have, the first thing I see is, you have Parting Gust in here, but the removal package, Sheltered by Ghosts. Sheltered by Ghosts is a very strong card. It is. I am hesitant to include it here. Simply because we're doing a lot of blinking, and the way that you're protecting your board is through like stuff like Parting Gust. And so having an aura on a permanent that you might want to blink is a little awkward. I feel like this could be Get Lost, and it would probably work better in most cases, or just be different, I guess. So that's the thought. I know Sheltered is good. Yeah. Yeah. Was I gonna go? Oh, ads. Sorry about that. But yeah, so I don't know. I think the card's excellent, but I don't know that it's the best fit here. Banishing Light is also a little awkward. I don't know that this card is particularly strong. Like I'm not sold on it in general in standard. I think it's just too slow by today's standards, especially because we don't have a way to blink enchantments. Like all of our blinks are for creatures. If there's a way to like remove a token with this and then blink it and remove something else, different story. I like it a lot better. So Dota, is Starfield Vocalist good here? Potentially. Yeah, Starfield Vocalist is interesting. So, So Starfield Vocalist is another. So I did a deck similar to this. I was not able to create a 75 that I was happy with. Not once, unfortunately. Sometimes you just need a lifelink. I get that, but I'm worried about losing your removal. Having to undo, like, if you blink the creature that has this on it, you're countering your removal spell from the past. I don't. So the thing about Shelter by Ghost, I feel like this should be Get Lost. I think Get Lost would do a similar job and be more consistent. Or No More Lies. You know, No More Lies could catch some people by surprise here. Yeah. Yeah, that's proven to be a problem in the past. Yeah. Yeah, Get Lost from Lost Caverns of Ixalan. Yeah, Get Lost is excellent. It's best in class white removal. So I'm actually going to go ahead and make that change. I'm going to throw in 3 Get Lost. I'm going to remove Sheltered. Yep. Yeah, it's just that's kind of what I thought. It does the same job, except it does it at instant speed. And it doesn't tie up one of your creatures in an uncomfortable way. Yeah, it's very good. Yeah, it's not a cheap card because it's premier white removal. But yeah. Not too bad, I guess, compared to some others. But yeah. Yeah, it's like $5. Yeah, I mean, dropping $20 on a playset of removal it's a thing. But we'll throw 3 in there, and I think that'll work. The other one that is worth considering, I think, is No More Lies. Oh, but you already have that in the sideboard. Hell yeah. All right, perfect. Yeah, I think No More Lies is honestly just excellent. Like, this is on curve in an Azorius deck. This is remove a thing for 2. Like anything. It's kind of amazing. Yeah. Yeah, 1 Shelter is good because of Niko protection, Albert. I'm not sure. I'm not positive that Sheltered is where you want to be. I mean, I think I like Sheltered over Banishing Light, though, to be honest. I just don't think Banishing Light's good enough in 2025. Yeah. So, yeah. So, yeah, you have a similar list with Entity Tracker Bandit. Ooh, Entity Tracker's interesting. Kind of leaning on the enchantment theme a little bit more. I don't hate that. So, but yeah, so Starfield Vocalist was called out. In the version of this deck that I built, I was leveraging Starfield Vocalist. I also think Starfield Shepherd is pretty decent as well. But yeah, I was using Starfield Vocalist. And it does seem pretty good. Ouchie Bug, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. I like Vocalist in this kind of a shell. Because it does all the warp tricks that we like. Yeah. It was just too much if when that, yeah. It just, so it's one of those where, like, when it lines up, it's awesome, but it doesn't line up enough to be worthwhile. I can appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah, it could be a little win more, which is a potential issue. See, this is one of those, I think Starfield Vocalist is best if you have 4 Quantum Riddlers. I'm also a firm believer in 4 Quantum Riddlers in every deck. If you have 1 Quantum Riddler, you probably want 4. This card is never dead, ever. And that's staggering. You don't see that often. And it can also be a win condition. I think Riddler is one of the strongest. Like, it's insane. This card is excellent. So that's an option. Well, there was another, what was the other one? I feel like there was another one I thought of just a moment ago, and it's gone. Plumecreed Escort, surprisingly good in here. Okay. Just didn't know how to fit it in the main deck. I can appreciate that. Plumecreed Escort, actually, I think is generally underrated. And I'm not just saying that as a massive bird fan, although I am a massive bird fan. I love birds. And hummingbirds especially are freaking adorable. So, you know. The other thing another element that we definitely need to touch on is the mana base. You just need more duels. It's really just that simple. Having basic lands, having 16 basic lands in a deck that is, like, truly 2-color is a problem. Like, this isn't like it's a white deck with a blue splash. This is definitely an Azorius deck. And so we just need more duels. It's just that simple, really. So let's take a look at what options we have. We do have Starting Town, which is kind of never a bad thing. We don't have Hallowed Fountain yet. When that comes through, it'll be really nice. And later today on Arena, we're getting Multiversal Passage, so that will help as well. So we have that. We do already have the Verges. I think 3 Restless Anchorages is right, because that's a tap land. So we throw the Starting Towns in. We could also throw in a couple Meticulous Archives, but we don't want too many tap lands. It's awkward. Just where in line does that? Oh, so Ouchie Bug, how many more hours till Omen Path drops? It's a little, it fluctuates a little bit, but it will likely be within the next 2 to 3 hours is likely when it's going to be dropping. So it could be as little as an hour. Yeah. But Mistrise or Demo Field, those are good shots. Yeah. But yeah, Ouchie Bug, thank you for asking. So here on Eastern time zone, it usually hits around like between 11 and 1, and it's currently 10:15 where I'm at. So like it could happen within the next hour. Yep. Absolutely. All right. Thank you for asking. So yeah, so we do have the Meticulous Archive. We also have the Abandoned Campground. These Duskmourn lands are not amazing, but if you're getting beat up against aggro, they're untapped lands when you need them. So I actually think this cycle, as far as budget lands are concerned, are better than people think. So this is one of those. So Albert, you mentioned wanting to buy this in paper. Like if I throw in like 2 Meticulous Archives, but like you don't want to spend the like $30 or whatever on these, like because these Surveil lands are very expensive because they see play in older formats as well, plus Commander and all that jazz. Like if you don't want to do this, I think these are decent. Yeah, Abandoned Campground is actually not bad. Sana, you like temples? So I was willing to tolerate temples, and then they gave us the Surveil lands. Temples are dead to me. The moment, like, you mean to tell me I can dump it in my graveyard if I don't want it? Yeah, no. Why would I put it on the bottom? Yeah, straight up. But yeah, Meticulous Archive. I am gonna throw in 2 of these. And you know what? Actually, I'm gonna go 3 of these. I really want to make sure we're hitting our lands, especially because this deck is leveraging like cards like Parting Gust. Like Parting Gust needing 2 white on 2 is kind of a big deal. And trying to sequence things like the Exalted Sunborn Splash Portal Warp, we have to have a lot of flexibility in what pips are available on what turn. So I really want to make sure we have our colors all lined up. The one of Fountainport I'm cool with because we have a heavy token strategy, so I don't hate that. But yeah. And you know what? I'm gonna throw in 2 of these Abandoned Campgrounds. I'm gonna try it. Let's test my hypothesis here that those are decent. And then as far as our sideboard goes, additional Parting Gust. The one of Sheltered in the sideboard I don't hate. Like against aggro, that could be really strong. Mischievous Mystic is cute. I like that. Marang River Regent slaps. I love this card. So against more controlling decks, giving this in the mix as a way to like keep our hand filled, I'm here for it. Yeah, running into mana problems, to be honest. Oh yeah, never keep Parting Gust in your opening hand. Interesting. I just looking at this and looking at 16 basics with no way to fetch basics aside from I guess you have Spyglass Siren, so that helps. But yeah, looking at 16 basics, like I just clench up. I assume it's gonna be bad. But yeah, so yeah, the Marang in the sideboard, I love that. No more lies in the sideboard again to deal with like against more controlling matchups. I'm here for. The other option that you might want to consider, although you kind of got it covered, but like Spell Pierce is a really good sideboard piece to help protect your spells on the stack against counter magic. And then Mistrise Village. Summer shouted Mistrise Village. You know what? I'm gonna go down to 1 Abandoned Campground in order to put Mistrise in. Mistrise Village is incredibly powerful. It's funny, whenever I say, like, I often say the Tarkir rare lands are bad because the cycle of Tarkir Dragonstorm lands, and I run Great Arashan City in my paper deck, so, like, I get it. But, like, when I was talking about that, I specifically said, like, yeah, all these lands are bad except Mistrise Village. Like, this one slaps. The rest of them, meh, but this one is excellent. When you need it, you need it. So let's throw a 1 of in there. Yeah. Yeah, you can pay 1 and the next spell you cast this turn can't be countered. It's very strong. Very strong. Being able to protect your stuff is kind of a big deal. So, let's run the sucker out and see what we can do. I'm going to leave the sideboard more or less intact. I have no doubt I'm going to sideboard differently, Albert, than you probably will, but at the end of the day, I'm going to try it. We'll feel it out. Feel free to laugh at all my punts, and let's do it. All right. But yeah, so Albert, planning on buying this in paper. So yeah, let's see if we can get it to a good space. This is a great example of a hand that in many other scenarios, I would absolutely snap keep this. I feel like I probably shouldn't. Because on Arena, when you generally keep a hand that has a lot of lands in it, you draw nothing but lands. Statistically, that shouldn't be the case. Yeah, I'm going to keep it, though. We have the Surveil land, and we have Get Lost on 2. So, of all of the hands... Yep, sure enough, we were able to surveil away a land. Yeah, you never saw a hand like this, Albert?
Absolutely
I see
not.
hand.
Am I doing it anyway?
You betcha, baby. I see hands like this literally every day. Every single day I see hands like this. There we go. Hallcreeper off the top. Let's freaking go. I never learned. Absolutely not. Truffle's over here like, can you believe it? Look at this motherfucker. Yeah, it's absolutely that. T-Bones. T-Bone's the pig, T-Bone PP, what up? All right. Hiya, question mark? I would like to draw a card, please. I really like drawing cards. I should have done that before hitting my land drop. Schwips. All right. Do we just do this, or do we do this? Because we can wait for this. Or do we do this? I think I do this. Yeah, Silent Hallcreeper is pretty cool. All right. Do they have removal to deal with this? Because I'm seriously considering blocking T-Bones here. Skelly Stash. Aight. But I also don't have anything in my graveyard yet, and this is just 1 damage, so... Is removing Tiny Bones really that important right now? Nah. Okay. Boosh boosh. I'm gonna get the counters, and this one's gonna draw me a card. And rock out yet another creeper, and now we have the Get Lost open. We have too many lands. Channable. It can be gross. You're not wrong. The other thing that's awesome about Silent Hallcreeper is once you're down to all the options, you can actually have an existing Silent Hallcreeper become a copy of a different Silent Hallcreeper, and to reset its modes. That is a thing you're allowed to do, and it rules. Non-land permanent. Okay. Why didn't I warp in a copy of the Exalted, Albert? Because I didn't see that line. Yeah, I didn't think about it. That is all. Also, drawing cards is good, so I just decided to prioritize that. And they chose to use Corrupted Conviction instead of letting Get Lost resolve. So, okay. So they don't have map tokens. That's neat. But they drew 2 fresh cards. Better try for the big one? Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Big Daddy Cease is back. Okie dokes. Cease and desist, if you will. I don't know why you would, but it's an option. All right. CC, exactly. Play more conservatively instead of just going all in on value. Sometimes that is correct. Sometimes that is absolutely correct. Sometimes that is a trap and is very silly. For the record. Value. Indeed. I'm just gonna throw this down, draw the card, and keep up Get Lost. But yeah, the other thing is the moment that the Hallcreeper becomes something else, you lose access to, you lose access to the other modes. So, I want to be aware of that. Lost Corpses, okay. Oh, actually, wait a sec. Oh, you know what? Haha. Boosh. Get wrecked, nerd. So we hit that, and the stat boost on these guys is going to drop, and this one no longer has haste. Boosh. Yeah. Nerds wrecked. Exactly. Nerds have been officially wrecked. You can target that, but you don't have the mana to cast it. Because, fun fact, T-Bones does not give you free shit. I know it's a 1-drop and you want it to give you free shit, but it doesn't. And it never will deal with it. And while you're at it, stop making fetch happen. All right. I don't know what that has to do with anything. Don't mind me. These modes do not appear to be showing correctly. I don't believe we have all the modes on this. Fetches already happened, Jarvis. Indeed. All fetch all day, baby. I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't mind me. I'm just being super freaking weird. The copies happen after damage is the thing that I can't help but be aware of. Riddle me this, jackass. All right. I would like multiple Criddlers. Because this now represents lethal in the air. Well, they have Cecil, so there's that. But, Bit of Triumph, discarding the color. They'll be able to bring back the color. Damn it. I think they got it. It's a good show, though. Put up a good show. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, even if I block Cecil, which is the most I can prevent here, it's still Taxi. Dang it. Way to find the line, opponent. All right. Put up a good show. Getting the Sunborn lifelink in the mix would have been helpful. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna bring in the Sheltered by Ghosts here because that lifelink is probably gonna be good. And I'm also gonna bring in No More Lies, and I think I'm actually gonna remove the Vestige. And I kind of want to be, I want to be super low to the ground. I'm also tempted to shave a Creeper. Something like that, maybe? Or maybe that's crazy. I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna shave Elspeth too. I'm gonna shave some of the top end and really lean on early interaction. Let's try that. Okay. So do we run any graveyard hate? Honestly, we don't. So sorry, we're saying Rip is bad? We're actually not leveraging our graveyard meaningfully. So I don't know. I don't think Rest in Peace would be that bad for us. It's definitely an option. And so we can start off with Starting Town into a Spyglass Siren, Plains, holding up No More Lies, and Parting Gust simultaneously. Have I mentioned I really like Starting Town? I really like Starting Town. All right. Yeah, I think Rest in Peace actually would be very valuable for the sideboard. T-Bones. And this is a trade I will gladly make. Gladly. What does Rest in Peace do? Rest in Peace is a, it is an enchantment for 2 that basically turns off all graveyards. No graveyards are allowed to exist. It's a whole thing. It's only a bug. It's been reprinted like crazy. Yeah, so I believe it. Duress is still in there? What from me made you think that Duress was a good choice? Also, that attack was not a great idea either, but okay. You do you, boo-boo. All right. And we found a land. Give me shelter. All right. It's all coming together. How much is the best printing of Ripped, Jarvis? I mean, what would you define as the best printing of Ripped? But yeah, so no. So Summer, when you say Rest in Peace is bad, I assume all you're saying is, so I know you hate Rest in Peace because you're a graveyard junkie, which is true. I do hate Rest in Peace as a graveyard junkie. Oh, the dog one? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I have no idea. Niko's actually looking really good here. Niko looking downright fabulous, if I may say. Cards, cards, and more cards. Whee! Yeah,
We did the thing.
We are doing a thing. We're doing a whole thing, and it's really nice. I like this thing that we're doing over here. Okay. I don't think I do that again. I think Niko as a blocker is where I want to be here. We could also, although I guess I could have attacked with Niko or used that then splash portal Niko. That was an opportunity that I missed. Bruh. Or we could do that. Let's go. All right, excellent. Hells to the yeah. Yeah, emotionally terrorize your opponents with sad dog cards. Dude, sad dog cards are brutal. Yeah. That's not, oh, Joe, that's only $10? Hell yeah. That's not bad at all. All right. The other thing that's great about Niko is you can just draw cards. Like, you can just sack the shards and draw. That is an option. All right, you got something? What you working with? Boosh. Hey, blessed soul with that prime sub. Thank you so much. It makes a huge difference. I really appreciate it. But yeah, so there we go. Get lost. The blowout has occurred. They do have the map tokens. They might as well use one. Bitter Triumph coming. That's good to know. Unfortunately, the splash portal is an instant, so that doesn't really do anything. Wrong mode. No, that was a perfectly fine choice. You know, they could have exiled Niko. That's true. They could have. That was an option they had that they chose not to. I'm not mad at them for doing that. I'm actually quite grateful that they did. But yeah, that's a thing. Now, what happens if these shards use the Silent Hallcreeper mode to become Voices of Victory? Like, for real, what happens? Okay, I'm just going to draw off this one, but this one, I'm going to have it become a voice. Does it stay the voice, or does it return to shard mode? That's the question. And then, Niko, if I could get some more shards, please. That'd be really neat. Thanks. It stays. It stays! Yes! Oh my goodness, I love this. God, I love this so much. That's one of those layer things. I have no idea how the hell that works, but we keep it. So, Albert, in paper, you are definitely going to have to explain that to people. Sure, yes. Yes, that is correct. You should do that, opponent. And I do not have a way to prevent that, so, fair enough. This guy has a 2/3. All right. So I'm gonna take a hit from this color, but I kind of don't care. Oh, charm on top. Okay. I'm gonna crack one of these shards because I can. Yeah, it's not really helpful. Ha 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 ha. All right, that's not bad. We take those. You know what? I'm just gonna. We have enough power on board here. And now we got two different pieces of removal. Nom 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 nom. Yeah. Let's go. Love it. All right, game 3. Oh, Samantha, mayhaps you can explain. So Niko turns the shards. So the Niko was turning the shards into copies of Silent Hallcreeper, and then we used the last ability to have the Silent Hallcreeper shard become a copy of the Voice of Victory. And apparently, this mode overwrote the until end of turn clause on Niko, so it never went back to being a shard. Yeah, that's what happened there. Yeah, like it might have done that, or it might not have. But yeah. Yeah, it just forgot it forgot that it was a shard because it changed whatever. So that's one of those things, like, what abilities are copyable, like what carries over, and it turns out apparently that thing being a creature was an ability that carried over. I wouldn't, I don't think I would have gotten that right. Yeah, the target becomes a copy of, didn't realize, didn't have the intel in a turn. Exactly. So it just, you lose that. She explained that in paper, but it's exactly the ruling that it is in place here. What do they don't like it? Don't believe it? Call for a judge. If you're in a tournament situation and they don't believe that you're being truthful about that, just have them bring a judge over. And they'll be able to sort it out. Don't hesitate to just raise your hand and just shout judge. That's what they're there for. Also, fun fact, anybody who's going to be in Atlanta, you are allowed to do that. In physical paper, you can, when you're in a gathering space with a bunch of fellow magical nerds, you can just shout judge and someone will answer you. That happened in Vegas, and I was just shocked and delighted. If I'm honest, totally made my day. It was great. I was hanging out, I was in a game with Joe Kilcar and a couple other folks, and we had a question about Monarch, and like literally Joe just like looked back and like, judge, and somebody walked up. Yes, hello. Like, yeah, it was awesome. So yeah, this deck is very slow. So actually, Albert, one thing that I would recommend, so like in this scenario, we're going up against a hyper-fast aggro deck, and this deck does not have the tools to deal with a hyper-fast aggro deck, right? A sideboard card that I would recommend including specifically for this exact purpose is Split Up. I think Split Up, as well as, I'm trying to think of a good one-drop. Lay on Arms doesn't quite, or no, Lay on Arms rotated, don't mind me. Elspeth Smite is an option, and I think Split Up, Authority of the Consuls, all good options. Like, all of those could help. Split Up is a 3-drop board wipe that destroys all untapped or all tapped creatures. Very powerful. It's very easy to get a turn 3 2-for-1 or 3-for-1 on that card. And it would shore up, it would help shore up against aggro. That and Authority. Yep. Ride's End is also excellent, Summer. Good shout. Yeah. Lightstone Inquisitor is one of those interesting cards. If you're trying to use it as a hate piece to, like, disrupt your opponent's tempo, being able to bounce it or do something else with it is very helpful. If you just want a decent value 1-drop, it's very good. Like, it's just a good 1-drop. I think I need to mulligan this. I'm tempted to keep it because we do have the Spyglass Siren, but we're not going to be able to play that Siren until turn 2. At which time we'll be able to play it and map it immediately. So, like, this is one of those where if we draw a third land in, like, the first 2 or 3 cards, this is a pretty good hand. I'm just nervous that we won't. I already keep this all day. Yeah. I'm going to try it. I'm just nervous about it. That's all. Especially on the draw. Yeah, positive side, you keep it too. Yeah. My thought is because we need to draw a land, turn 2, we can rock Spyglass and crack it immediately. Especially because they tapped out, so they're not going to have removal. But we found a land. Okay, great. Great. That actually is... Actually, you know what? In this case, I'm just going to take advantage of that Surveil, and we have another land coming. Oh my goodness! All right, this feels great. We're good? We got it. But yeah, the Sirens and the Hallcreepers, yeah. We were going to be able to dig and find our action. Yeah. All right. think it's time to get creepy. And I want to save the Spyglass Siren. Oh, snap. That actually might change some things. Because I want to establish Cosmo and Spyglass Siren to just make just a whole world of dork blockers. But I have to be honest, the idea of warping in the Riddler, attacking with the Creeper, having it become a Riddler, and then splash portaling the Creeper, or the Riddler. Okay, well, so much for that. All of that. Yeah, Cosmo is a 4-drop, 100%. Damn. Not quite. But yeah, so Cosmo it is. We do need a... Yeah, the Rizzler. Exactly, Joe. You get it. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna need some bodies. So let's go get some bodies. Gonna loot that body. Gonna loot the motherfucker up. Boom. Boom. Dudes. Behold my dudes. Punch to the face. All right. Yeah, they have Ouroboros and or Slasher Summer. Oh, God, 100%. Sentinel the Nameless Lady, Innkeeper's Talent. This is Broids all day, which is why with Cosmo, hopefully we're going to be able to produce enough chump blockers so that, like, this thing could be a 25, 25, 26, and it's just not going to matter. You know? Because that's the one thing about Ouroboros is it doesn't give trample. You need to have some other trample enabler in order for that to get you there. These decks often do, but they need it, you know? I mean... I'm not gonna not. Hell yeah. Aerial pingage. We got a little bit of board control. I'm liking this. I'm liking this. So they got Broids, which, you know, opponent might want to get that checked. You have a severe case of Broids. Crack a map to put a counter on it. And I have one Get Lost coming. What you don't know is I have a second Get Lost in hand. Yeah. Oh, Summer, we all knew Broid was coming. Yeah, no, you were absolutely correct. Yeah. Yeah, straight up. It was very obvious. They telegraphed it pretty hard. Yeah. Is that your salty opponent? Maybe. I mean, we have enough stuff online where, like, their attack isn't going to be as good as they want it to be. And we have a Get Lost coming, so they know that Ouroboros dead. Because of course it is. That Ouroboros needs to die and that LG Acolyte needs to die. Unfortunately, because of the ward off Innkeeper's Talent, I'm not going to be able to shoot both. So that sucks. Pretty vigorously, in fact. Really? That was an incredibly weak sauce attack. I'm not mad. Slightly confused, but not mad. Yup. Yeah, I'm thinking more expendable dudes. I just want a whole world of expendable dudes. And pressure in the skies. All right. And if I'm able to double spell next turn, we can go counters and we have lethal, so... We need to draw something cheap. They need to attack with the LG Acolyte, but I don't think they see it. Yeah, they do. Damn it. All right. Rocking that bad boy out. This demon has... If one or more tokens will be created under your control. Okay. Good, good, good. You. More expendable dudes. Just more dudes. That is all. Because we get double dudes this turn. That's why I still did that. Yeah. That was my thought. Yeah, we've given them quite a goofy board to try to deal with, and I like that. And these get losts have been pretty clutch. I enjoy them very much. Yeah, now like a Riddler or a splash portal off the top here would be just because we'd be able to Niko and then splash portal either Niko or the I'd splash portal the Riddler so as to draw a bunch of cards, especially now that their scrap shooter's a 6/6. So like my aerial assault has stalled a bit, I'm afraid. Which, by the way, scrap shooter, very good card. So splash portal off the top. Oh, we did get a splash portal off the top, and the Riddler allowed me to draw 2. God, that card's so good. You guys. This card's really good. All right. We did the thing. A thing was done here. Indeed. Brace for impact. Let's go. I need to stop playing my lands first. I need to like draw the cards first. Kill the LG Acolyte to avoid the life gain Senna. Yeah, that might have been correct, honestly. I needed to prioritize getting rid of that. More than I did. Niko the Exalt, Splash Portal, Niko, fun stuff starts happening. Yeah, that sounds weird. That sounds hella weird. Yeah, the amount of shards you'd be generating. Holy balls. Okay. Yeah, that Acolyte's a problem. We need to figure out how to deal with that. Man, this is a goofy board state. Cosmogrand Zenith, you're freaking amazing. Thank you for doing what you do. I appreciate you. Forge Earth, get the Exalted, Niko, put Dollmaker shop in. Crash the game. Hell yeah, dude. I am a firm believer that crashing the game counts as a win. In my opinion, if you succeed in crashing the game, that's a victory. Speaking of, more dudes. I'm really enjoying the various dudes. I'm feeling like dudes. All right, so I'm gonna have this become a copy of Quantum Riddler, and then we're gonna draw a card off the other one, so we draw 3 cards. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Went out the other room. I wanted another Cosmo trigger. So I went 2 and 2 instead. Yeah, no, Albert, I got you. No, thank you for asking. I need to be able to justify my plays. Yeah. The sequencing in this deck is friggin' absurd. I kinda dig it. Except for the kinda part. I like hella dig this. Alright. So now we can still unlock the Porcelain Gallery and make everything huge. We can also drop Elspeth and 0 drop and just lift off like crazy. So we got options. We got beautiful options. Not to mention Parting Gust can remove their reach blockers. No! Well, that's one fewer option, but whatever. It's okay. Also, I have a kitty on my lap. If anyone was wondering. Alright. I almost want to take the 10 here. I won't. I'm going to try to be all responsible and stuff, but like, it's consideration. Yeah, nom nom on the mic, yeah. She does do that. She has been known to nom nom on this mic. Yeah, the LG Acolyte is what's keeping them in this game. That needs to... That sucker has got to go. Yep. Easy peasy all day, let's go. And now, from an X trick, I would like to cast another spell. I want to cast a spell. So I'm thinking, do we Parting Gust Niko here to get some more shards? I think we Parting Gust Niko to get some more shards. Right? Joe, stop missing lethal? Never! Nah, you know what? Nah, let's just do this. Almost lethal however I want. Alright. I guess I could have attacked with this first and had it been a Zenith. Yeah, you don't miss it if you don't aim for it. Somebody understands me. Trajectory the Creeper, yeah, that makes sense. I love that that's the play that makes sense. Alright. Yeah, it has potential. Yeah, this feels good. And I appreciate that our opponent is putting us, our opponent is, you know, putting stuff on the board that we're having to deal with. It's an interesting match. You don't miss every shot you don't take? Since when? I thought that axiom was legit. I could be wrong. I usually am, but I thought that was on something. Alrighty, bro. So... this is... I could go Sunborn style. I should have gone Riddler. But you know what? Now we go Gift on one of the Reachers. Counters. Niko would splash the Niko. I'm going for I want to see about a kill shot here. Yeah, I want to see a man about a kill shot. If we full send here, what does it look like? I don't think, well, if they block, the most I can block here is 6. 12, 16. Oh yeah, that's easy lethal, right? Because they don't have any lifelinkers, so it's not like these mobilizers are gonna be viable. Yeah, we got 8 on the ground, which they'll be able to block, but yeah. Yeah, that's great. Death is the answer. I think so. We'll see. But lifting everybody off, I think, should get us there. And if not, I'm gonna look like a real buffoon. Which, I do like looking like a buffoon. It can be fun sometimes. Various buffooneries are pretty delightful. This is gonna be one of those where I'm just like, I think I have it, and then they're gonna be at like -20, and it's like, oh. Yeah, I don't math good. Because it's not like they have any open mana, so like they have 1 blocker, that's it. Yeah. I feel like -100. Yeah, buffoon is iffy. Yeah. I think we have it. Do we have it? I think we'll be okay. This is how bad I am at math. I'm 30 points above where we need to be, and I'm just like, I don't know. It was a close one. I mean, God. Oh, yep. So, yeah. So feel free to please laugh at me. Please laugh at me. I think I'm gonna remove the Anticausal Vestige because the thing it brings in enters tapped, so that it's not gonna be viable blocker. That gives me pause. I'm also gonna bring in the extra Banishing Lights and the extra Parting Gust because I think removal is gonna be clutch. Shelter's also up in here. Actually, maybe the counters. Maybe we don't need to worry about counter spells. Yeah, doing Crater Hoof math. I'm doing that's exactly what that was. That was full-on Crater Hoof math. Which you're like, wait, Crater Hoof math? Yeah, I don't know why I would either. It's like, yeah. You know what? Okay, maybe 2 Banishing Lights. I think we're probably good on our 2 drops. I'll shave 1 Splash Portal, Power 61, fuck it, we ball. All right. Limit testing the deck, obviously, Sana. Yeah, obviously. Obviously, I just wanted to, it was for science. Just, you know. That's all. I was just curious. I see 2 lands that cover both of our colors with a Spyglass Siren and a Silent Hallcreeper. I mean, that's a keep. And we got removal up the woe, which is exactly where I want my removal. All up my woe. What? God. Did you guys know that you're allowed to think before you talk? I recently found that out, and it's like, really? No way. That changes everything. All right. Game changer. For real. Lies, I know, right? No, but for real. Pulsefire, try it sometime. It can be a thing. It's nuts. I didn't believe it at first either. Mosswood Dread Knight. Wow, Mosswood Dread Knight? Okay, I was about to say they're playing Mosswood Dread Knight wrong, because they went for the draw mode first, which is true, by the way. You don't do the draw mode on Mosswood. You play it out as a 3/2 trampler for 2. It's best when it's a 3/2 trampler for 2. It's also best when it's 2023. So, yeah. Just saying. Alright, I do like the Siren, but it's not a land. Therefore, it's going to go away. But not before it draws us more life. Yay! Somebody still salty over rabbits? Yeah? What's wrong with your rabbits? I thought they were doing well. Salted rabbit? Yikes, but okay. Alright, we need to go digging for a land, so let's go digging and boost our lifelinker while we're at it. Creepy, I like you, but you're not a land. Therefore, you must go. Boink. Alright, so yeah, Spyglass Siren beats. Not what this deck's trying to do, but if it's what we got, it's what we got. Ass Trophy? Hey, that gives me a land. Hell yeah, thanks for the land. That solves one problem I was having. Okay, yeah. Boop. Yeah, the kitty butt cam, indeed. Knowing that Niko was coming, I probably should have shot the Dread Knight there, because a 2-2 Paw Pet Recruit Offspring is not that big a deal. Whereas a 4-3 Dread Knight actually kind of is. Yes, not delusional, we have a deck here. Yeah, no, Albert, there's definitely something here. Like, this is one of those where you might surprise some people at an F&M with this, and that's great. You know, that's kind of perfect. All right. I do like me a Cosmo, but we don't have a way to double spell right here, so... I'm gonna need you to get wrecked. And I'm gonna need you to get fished. And then Niko punchies. Let's go. But yeah. Yeah, Friday Night Magic at local stores. Yeah, putting on Magic tournaments and stuff. Never played paper outside of Yu-Gi-Oh! In the early 2000s, Albert? Oh, yeah? No, it's a whole thing. Yeah, there's a vibrant, vibrant paper Magic scene. And so, decks that, you know, decks like this that are off meta but have potential, often can step up and be, like, shockingly good at, you know, F&Ms. Yeah, it's not uncommon. That's not a sorcery speed activation. Huh. Neat. Let me just stop and realize that right now. Yeah, early 2000s Yu-Gi-Oh! Went hard. I believe you. Yu-Gi-Oh! Dropped their first new format yesterday? Sick. All right, so Sentinel's for sure coming in. We have another Sentinel in reserve, okie dokes. And another map token. Now they can ask Trophy my Cosmo if they want. Which they want, of course they do. So let's go grab up an island. Okay. Yeah, the opponent's getting the map tokens. If it didn't have the map tokens, it would be overpowered. And that's 8 power in the air. GG's! Yes! Dude. Yeah, Albert, this deck kind of rules. You're definitely onto something here. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. And I also want to give a huge shout out and huge thank you to my Twitch subscribers, YouTube channel members, and of course, patrons who make this show possible. Y'all are absolutely fantastic. I literally couldn't do this without you. Thank you. I stream over on Twitch Monday through Friday, starting at around 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that's the content that you're seeing here in these deck tech videos is, you know, decks that are kind of chopped up from the live stream, hence the chat and all that jazz. So if you'd like to join in over there, we'd really appreciate it. Twitch.tv/hamhawks42. I'd like to see you there. And before I go, I do want to call out the patrons specifically who make this possible: Angry Jellyfish, Dave E, Hal, Carl, Levi Gretton, Big Mamu, and Vance. Thank you. You're amazing. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Oh, and also, I'm going to be at MagicCon Atlanta next weekend. If you are there, please stop by, say hi. I am also a hugger, but I respect people's space, so if you would like a hug, they are free to redeem. Also, I'm going to be giving away business cards, tokens, and getting in Commander games. So if you're interested in playing a game with me and you see me walking around, just come grab me. As long as I'm not busy with something else, I'd love to get a game in. Again, thank you. You're freaking awesome. Catch you on the next one.